We have our amazing guest, Saul Rod, who I have this video. Another thing I found very interesting, where Putin himself calls out Tucker Carlson. I want to squeeze this in before I introduce my guest here. Where he calls out Tucker Carlson for essentially giving him a softball. Now, as you guys listen to this, you guys will see that this is a overall jab at Western reporters. But Putin was expecting more hostility because Putin wanted to dismantle all the Western talking points and completely shatter the United States narrative. So I'll let you guys check this.
Я думаю, что ваш Карлсон, когда я говорю ваш, имею в виду, что он представитель вашего журналистского цеха, опасный человек. И вот почему. Потому что я-то, честно говоря, думал, что он как раз и будет вести себя агрессивно и будет задавать эти так называемые острые
He
вопросы.
thought he's going to be aggressive. If you're not watching the screen, I thought Tucker was going to be aggressive and ask these so-called tough questions. Let's continue.
Я не просто был к этому готов, я этого хотел. Потому что это давало бы мне возможность также остро отвечать, что, на мой взгляд, придало бы определенную специфику всей нашей беседе. Но он избрал другую тактику. Он несколько раз меня пытался прерывать, но все-таки, на удивление для западного журналиста, оказался терпеливым.
And now that was the jab towards Western media, which is horrible because I was expecting Tucker to he interrupted a few times, but I expected it to be way more often because unlike Western journalists, he was patient. So that's also a jab at Western media. But let's continue.
Послушал мои длительные диалоги, особенно касающиеся истории, и не давал мне повода сделать то, к чему я был бы готов. Поэтому, откровенно говоря...
So he said, I was expecting a harder interview so I can do what I plan on doing. He wanted to have a high marquee interview where he destroy all the Western narratives. The only thing about Putin, and Putin's a very fucking busy guy. Apparently, he didn't get a good briefing on Tucker Carlson. Because I said, and I'm always down to admit that I'm wrong. I'm not right on anything. My initial impression, me and our initial impression on this interview was Tucker did ask harder questions than I thought he would. It's not that Tucker was adversarial. That is not what I was trying to say a few days ago. I was saying that he was tougher than I thought, like asking about the journalists that he went after, directly question. Despite what liberal media is saying, Tucker did question him about Ukraine. They just don't like the fact that he didn't have the proper follow-ups, I guess. So to see Putin upset that Tucker Carlson didn't do a CNN-style interview when Tucker Carlson does a long-form conversational interview, I guess Putin not used to that. The long-form conversation, I think he was expecting something more aggressive, which I don't know why he chose Tucker then. And we don't know what's for sure because I don't trust anything that CNN and Western media says. But according to CNN, they reached out to Putin. According to the West, that like BBC and CNN, they put back against Tucker's claim that no one wanted to interview Putin. CNN and BBC said we reached out to interview Putin multiple times and Putin didn't follow through. Now, if that is true, we're just going on substance because we don't know what's really true. If that is true, why didn't Putin take the interview with CNN? It seems like he wanted more of a, like the kind of confrontation he will have with Sean Hannity. You know what I mean? And what Tucker did with giving Putin a platform and allowing him to speak, I think that did a good service. It humanizes him. Not every interview has to be hostile. That's why I try to tell people here. You got to just talk to people sometimes. This was an interview, a very rare interview, where we saw Putin just sharing his ideology, sharing what he thought on history, for example. It's completely different from the Western perspective, which I think was very valuable to have out there. But if Putin is saying this now, that he did not enjoy the interview, he should straight up go on CNN. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that someone who would love to see that. Like if Putin talked to the average MSNBC Ukraine correspondent, like Ali Veshi, you know what I mean? If you talk to any of these corporate media heads, he would destroy them, and that way he was looking for. And he's mad that he didn't get that viral moment for Tucker Carlson. So I thought it was very interesting